family, and acquaintances. I am here to tell you about the one thing you must change to become a millionaire. Change this one thing, and you will be a multimillionaire without a doubt. Without a single doubt in my mind. Let's get this started. Change this one thing, and you will be able to be a multimillionaire. Well, no multimillionaires were able to become multimillionaires without changing this one thing. And that one thing is what? Discipline. Yes. Discipline. 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 Why is discipline so important? Why is it so essential to becoming a multimillionaire? Well, it's really more of a philosophical, introspective kind of topic. No, this is going to be less economic related and more related to our financial well-being personally through our mindset. Everything truly is mindset. And what skills did I have that helped me get here? When everybody always asks, oh my gosh, how do you have that much in savings? How do you have that much invested already? You're only 25. How do you have this and that done? There's so much to be said. I'm not going to say it, but there's so much to be said. How do you stay on that bandwagon? You create really, really important relationships with yourselves and with the people around you. When you look at a household budget, it's really important that everybody on the household is on the same page, even the kids. And what I mean by even the kids, when I was young, when I was a wee boy, I did not know truly the foundation of what the dollar was. I knew about money. I knew that money existed. I knew that money was important, but I didn't know the fundamentals of money like I do today. And so much of growing up and asking my mother for something was, instead of my mother just saying no, and me feeling like, oh, my mom's so mean, my mom took the time to stop and say, hey, I need you to understand something about what money really is and what it takes for us to be able to have this lifestyle. And she always equated it to going to Adventure Island once a year. Not sponsored. Why did we want to go to Adventure Island once a year? That was our vacation thing that we'd always planned for, and that was our thing. And I didn't grow up rich. I didn't grow up with a very lavish lifestyle. I didn't have everything I wanted, but I did have everything I needed. And my mom was able to still live the life she wanted and take us on that yearly vacation without it feeling like we are always strapped for cash and we never have any time to do anything. My mom literally would talk about, hey, I'm going to say $5 a week or $5 a day or whatever it took to get us to where we could have a little pot of money for the vacation. And that's another form of budgeting. So that's what I mean by letting the kids know, hey, this is what's up. So let's review. Discipline is having the right relationship with yourself, sitting down and looking yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do because I want to be here. And every time you go against that, you have to also look yourself in the mirror and say, I failed you. I failed you. I did not meet up my end of the bargain to you, friend. And guess who you're talking to? Yourself. That is what's so essential, is to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I can't do this because of this, or I can do this because of this, and figure out what help do you need. So the right relationship with yourself, the right budget with yourself, and then getting your friends and family on board. Anybody who has any touch or control of your money, not sponsored, but RuPaul has always taught me, if they ain't paying your bills, then pay them no mind. And that is the gut honest truth. If they're not paying your bills, then why are you living by someone else's budget? Why are you living with an Apple Watch on your hand just because somebody else has an Apple Watch and you think it's cool? You know what's really cool? Not being $40,000 in credit card debt. Really important to slow down and truly reflect with yourself and understand, after you look at all your finances, after you see how much money you have left over after all the bills are done, and you're looking at, the $5 that you have left, why is that? What could have been cut? What level of, I don't need to live this much of a lavish lifestyle, that I don't need to do this? What is the biggest thing that needs to happen? Keeping up with the Joneses. Stop keeping up with the Joneses. My mom always taught me this. Don't keep up with the Joneses. This is very important to not keep up with the Joneses. Who are the Joneses? They're the neighbors. Stop trying to keep up with the neighbors, right? The neighbors are $40,000 in credit card debt and are about to be foreclosed on their home. That's honesty. 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, but live poor today so you can live rich tomorrow. And if you live as if you have $20,000 less a year or $10,000 less a year than you actually have, take that money out. Whatever you, in your calculations online, has figured out, okay, I want to put this much money into the market every single year, or I want to have this much money put aside for savings every single year, so I have a nest egg of savings so that if anything happens, I'm not going to my credit cards, right? That's the biggest first step of financial freedom. Don't let the credit card companies win. They want to keep you poor. Why do they want to keep you poor? Because poor people rely on debt. Poor people rely on debt to fund things and stay out of the high interest debt of 20%. You'll be paying that debt off. Have you ever opened a statement? Have you ever opened a credit card statement and saw the number of how long it takes for you to pay it off? And it's like 37 years if you make the minimum payment. So just know, if you're making the minimum payment on a credit card, you are going to take 37 years to pay it off, or 57, or 103, or 7,864. And your great-great-grandbabies are going to be paying your bill. Drama over. But truly, I mean that. So if we can feel anything in our bones, it's being honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. I tell myself when I mess up, I'm not perfect. I'm not always 1,000% disciplined. I do things here and there that are wrong, but what do? I make up for it in different ways. I say, oh, I overspent on this, so that means, sorry, I can't spend on this over here. Sorry, Mom, I can't do the weekly lunch that we need. Why? Well, I'm sorry, I can't do the weekly lunch because I overspent when I went out with my friends the other night, and I spent $50 more than I should have, so I don't have any money for us to go for lunch this week. I'm so sorry, right? And that right there is a lesson to you, right? That is how you discipline yourself. That is how you hold yourself accountable, is calling up your mom and saying, hey, I can't make lunch. It's calling up Jimmy and saying, hey, I can't go out for drinks tonight. It's calling up Sarah and saying, hey, bestie, I don't think I can get those pair of earrings. Or calling up George and saying, I can't get that matching tattoo with you, right? Why? Because I have a goal that I have to meet with my budget, and I can't exceed that. We'll just do it this one time. Don't let them convince you. Visualizing it every single day. A lot of people need that. They need to wake up and see a visual of how close they are. I check my investment app 6 ways a Sunday. I check it daily. And if there's one thing that I can leave you with today, when the market goes down, do not sell. That is the biggest rookie mistake of your life. When the market goes down, do not sell. When the market goes down, do not sell. When the market goes down, do not sell. And when the market goes down, you should buy. I have about, I don't know, $1,000, I would say, set aside in cash for when the market plummets, I can buy. Wake up every morning. Write it down when you go to bed. I'm going to do this. Write it down right now. And then wake up and show yourself and say, I'm going to do this. 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 Side note, every time you say no to your friend, imagine that they won't be a millionaire. Because that's true. When your friend's out at the beach and they're chasing the waves with a high noon in their hand and the breeze flowing in their hair and Balenciaga sunglasses, not sponsored, and they're just living life, and then a big wave crashes into them. Oh, that was fun. Girl, where's your glasses? Where'd your glasses go? Where's your Balenciagas? Girl, oh my God. all I'm going to say. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say. Well, thank you so much for attending this video, everybody. My name is Ethan, and this is Ethan-Nonics, and I would like you to like and subscribe. I would like you to comment. Don't be antisocial. Like, subscribe, comment. If you want shares to free money to Robinhood, my link is down below in the bio. If you have any feedback for this video, please let me know. If you didn't like this video, like it. If you liked it, like it. If you thought it was the worst thing ever, like it. Don't press the dislike button. I don't know why it's there. YouTube said they're going to get rid of it. Just kidding.